From Mesopotamia to South America, every people faced a flood, and each story hides a secret about our past. The most famous flood story comes from the Bible. Seeing the corruption of humanity, God decides to cleanse the world with a devastating deluge. Only Noah, a righteous man, is spared. He is commanded to build a massive ark large enough to carry his family and pairs of every animal. For 40 days and 40 nights, relentless rain floods the world, erasing all life. As the waters recede, Noah sends out a raven and then a dove to find land. Finally, the ark comes to rest on Mount Ararat, and God places a rainbow in the sky as a sign of a new covenant with humanity. But long before the Bible, another civilization told a similar tale. Over 1,000 years before the Bible, the Sumerians told of a similar flood. The god Ea warns Utnapishtim that the gods have decided to annihilate humanity. He instructs him to build an ark and fill it with his family and every living creature. For 7 days and 7 nights, violent storms and furious winds submerge the cities, blocking out the sun. When the waters calm, Utnapishtim releases a bird to find land and offers a sacrifice to the gods. Moved by his devotion, they grant him immortality. While Noah found new life on earth, Utnapishtim gained something greater, eternal life. But another man in another land received a similar warning. A talking fish warns Manu of an impending flood and commands him to build a boat. That fish is an avatar of the god Vishnu, sent to save him. Manu follows the advice and builds a vessel large enough to carry himself, the 7 Rishi sages, and the seeds of all living beings. As the waters engulf the world, Vishnu guides the boat through the storm to Mount Malaya. During the journey, he reveals the secrets of creation and dharma, entrusting Manu with the task of rebuilding civilization. The flood destroys, but it also brings renewal, just as it will in another land, where a man and a woman will be the sole survivors of divine wrath. Zeus, furious at human wickedness, decides to cleanse the world with an unrelenting flood. The rains fall ceaselessly, rivers overflow, and the land is swallowed by water. Only Deucalion and his wife Pyrrha, forewarned by the Titan Prometheus, build a boat and survive. After 9 days adrift, they land on Mount Parnassus. Desperate, they pray to the gods, who respond with a riddle. Cast behind you the bones of the Great Mother. They realize this refers to the stones of the earth. As they throw them, the rocks transform into new men and women. Humanity is reborn from the ashes of the old. But water is not always the instrument of destruction. In the north, the flood is not of water, but of blood. Odin and his brothers slay Ymir, the primordial giant, and from his body, they create the world. Mountains from his bones, the sky from his skull, and oceans from his blood. But the crimson tide nearly wipes out all the giants. Only Bergelmir and his wife survive, escaping in a hollowed-out tree trunk, drifting on waves of blood until they find safe land. From them, a new lineage of giants is born, destined to challenge the gods at Ragnarok. While in the north, the flood leads to the creation of a new world. In South America, it becomes a symbol of a people's salvation. In South America, the Muisca tell of a flood unleashed by the goddess Chia, whose relentless rains submerge entire valleys, transforming them into a vast lake. Desperate, the people cry out for help, and the wise Bochica descends from the sky. With his divine staff, he strikes the mountains, carving a passage through the rock. The Tekendama Falls are born. The waters recede, and the land re-emerges, saving civilization. But while Bochica uses wisdom to tame the flood, in another part of the world, a deity must rebuild the sky itself to halt the devastation. Tawhaki, a demigod hero, watches helplessly as the gods unleash a flood to punish a corrupt humanity. After his father's death, he embarks on a journey to the heavens while the waters sweep everything away. As he ascends, Tawhaki gains divine powers and from above witnesses the purification of the world. When the flood subsides, humanity can be reborn, but under a new order established by the gods. Destruction is not merely punishment, but also renewal. From ancient civilizations like the Sumerians to distant cultures like the Maori, the flood is a timeless myth. Why are these stories so similar? Are they mere coincidences, or fragments of an ancestral memory? Was there a real cataclysmic event? Or is the flood a symbol of an eternal cycle, the destruction necessary for rebirth? What do you think? Share your theory in the comments.